It is a hot one here at the NovaCare Complex, Eagles Training Camp 2019. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro, along with defensive tackle Tim Jernigan. You're a Florida guy. You
Yes,
like the
sir.
heat?
I love the heat,
This
man.
isn't hot to you?
Nah, not at all.
Oh man,
Not at
well,
all.
it's
It
hot
feels
to me.
good. It feels good.
Tim, how's football? We've got a lot to get to, but we'll touch on football. So I
Right.
have many of the. How's the football going out here?
Man, it's going great. I have no complaints. It just feels good to be able to come back out here and get back to working and doing what I love to do. Football is my first love, and it'll always be that. So it feels good just to be back around the guys and making plays and stuff.
It seems like the D line is stacked. Do you feel that way?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. That's always the scenario here. I know that's kind of been the case since I've came here. Every year I've D-line, we've been stacked, so it's nothing I'm not used to.
Does it bring out the best in you when you see Fletch and you see Malik Jackson and then you see these young guys
Right.
coming after you? I mean, they want your playing time.
Right, no doubt. And I want theirs. So it all go both ways, and all it's gonna do is just make us better as a unit. You're only strong as the weakest link. So at the end of the day, all of us, I think it's gonna be a special season for us all.
All right, that is our football talk. Now we got many more things to talk about with Tim Jernigan, who has burst into the national spotlight with rapping. Right? You are
Right.
the rap master. Let's talk about this. How did this come about? How did you finally kind of gain the confidence to put something together?
Right. It was kind of one of those things, man. When I was going through my free agency process, there was a kind of a dry point where, I didn't know if I would have the opportunity to play football again. And it wasn't because of the way I played or anything like that. It was just kind of because of my situation. I knew how I felt. I knew I was, able to play ball and I was ready to play ball. But it was kind of, I went through a dry period where I kind of just didn't know, just to be honest with you.
Because of the injury?
Right.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of the case, But while all of that stuff was going on, a lot of my friends, they've been rapping, over the last couple of years, and they would always try to tell me, Tim, get in the booth, get in the booth. I'm like, nah, bro, y'all can have that. I'm a football player, bro. You can have that. So as I kind of went through that dry spell where I kind of didn't know, what was going to happen with my career, I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. I just got in there just playing around one day, and I kind of fell in love with it. You know what I mean? So it's something I kind of like to do. It's definitely something I do for fun. If something happens with it, it happened. At the end of the day, I know what feeds the family. So football is definitely number one, but music is something I just kind of fell in love with along the way.
When you play around with music, where do you start? Do you start on an instrument? Do you start on a beat? Do you start writing down the words?
Nah, instrumental. I definitely listen to the beat first. Kind of get a vibe for, some beats you could just listen to the beat. You don't even need any words or anything like that. You could just kind of get a vibe for the song or which way you want to go with it just off the beat. So, it's definitely something that I love to do, and I figured out I like to write a lot.
And
music.
what's your message writing, Tim? What kind of stuff you're writing?
To be honest with you, a lot of the stuff that I write about, within my music and stuff is, in my life, you know what I mean? Like things I've seen growing up, things I've been through. So, sometimes I just mess around and freestyle a little bit, but I do have songs where I kind of talk about things I've seen growing up and things I went through.
Is it to the point where you get off practice, you go through the meetings, walk through you're out of the NovaCare complex at 8:00 tonight, and you're back in the hotel, writing down lyrics, writing down ideas? Have you got to that point yet?
Nah, not to that point
Okay.
yet. I definitely had my phase. I had all my time to do all the music stuff. As we had our break, I got a lot of work done, a lot of videos done that haven't been released, a lot of songs done that haven't been released. My focus right now is definitely football.
Sure.
I think we got a special team right here. I think we definitely have a chance to win it all again. We definitely have all the pieces we need. Right now, it's all about just putting in the work and getting ready for football. The music stuff will take care of itself.
I still want to stay on music, though, for a minute. We'll get back to football in a second, because I had an interesting experience this summer listening to, I guess, hip-hop rap,
Right.
which you might be surprised. It's not really my my alley. But I was on vacation. I saw the Roots, and I was backstage for the Roots, and I was able to. They gave me the music that I could hear,
Right.
and it was so pure and so clean. And like listening to rap when you can actually understand all the
Understand what
words,
they're saying.
it was so cool, man.
Right.
How it all comes together,
Right.
how it's all. It was like art. It was
Right.
beautiful.
No doubt. No doubt.
Is this what you're in a dream world? You're someday After 3 Super Bowl wins and a 15-year NFL career, you're playing up on stage somewhere?
I mean, who knows? You know, if it takes me there, it takes me there. You know, it's definitely, like I say, it's something that I do for fun. You know, it's definitely something that I kind of fell in love with as I went through a situation where I didn't know if I would have football again. You know, but, you know, thank God I am playing ball and things worked out for me or whatever. But, you know, it's not something that I'm pressed about. You know, I really just do it for fun.
Love it, yeah.
And I kind of fell in love with just doing the music and writing and all of that good stuff, you know, as I went through my situation.
Most influential rapper of your life?
Ooh. I would say Tupac. I'll say Tupac.
What was his message?
Man, like Tupac had some deep songs. You know, if you ever just listen to the lyrics of some of the things he was talking about, especially at the time period when, you know, he was rapping, like back in the early 90s, you know, it's definitely deep. It's definitely deep. I got a couple favorites. I like Rick Ross. I like Meek. I like Meek Mill. You know, they talk about things throughout the music. So I just don't like to hear a lot of that raw, kind of like you said, when you can understand what they're saying, you know. So
because I have a 24-year-old son. He listens to rap. I was like, I didn't hear the words. I wasn't sure if I really dug it when he was 14 years old.
Right.
But now I understand that it is there's a message.
Yeah,
there's a very
art.
important message in there.
No doubt.
For people. It's not an easy road, this game of life.
No doubt.
So it sounds to me, Tim, like that injury from last year was a real challenge. Like you never really let on last year that you were kind of concerned that you might not play again, and now you're kind of saying, hey, in retrospect, like as I was going through this, I'm not afraid to say that I was a little bit nervous about that.
Right. I wasn't necessarily, you know, nervous about, because me personally, I knew how I felt. I knew that I was ready to play ball. I knew that I was fine, but you know, teams didn't know that.
They don't want to take the chance on a back injury.
Right. They're scared on taking the chance and things like that. You know, so that's why, you know, it's going to be very important for me to play through an entire season this year, and not only just play, but to really show up and show that I'm back to myself. You know what I mean? And even last year, the games that I played in, I feel like I was effective. The Saints game, the Bears game. You look at those games. I mean, I played quality snaps. You know what I mean? The snaps that I was in, you know, they were they were quality. You know, so you know, I never felt down on myself. You know what I mean? The biggest thing was just getting to this season, being on the field, proving that I'm healthy. And I feel like, you know, the sky's the limit after this season. Hopefully, you know, I'll be in Philadelphia the rest of my career. But if not, I'm thankful for the opportunity, you know.
Did you anticipate free agency going the way it went because you had the injury from last year?
No doubt. No doubt. You know, I was always ahead of the game. Always ahead of the game. You know, that's why the biggest thing for me was just making sure when I stepped onto the field last year that I stood out a little bit, you know, and everything went, you know, it went well. It went the way I needed it to go. I'm here now. I'm on the field now, and that's all that matters.
And you look great out there. You're blowing it up at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
I have 5 questions for Tim Jernigan here.
What we got?
We got one. Okay. What is your favorite meal of the day during training camp, and what do you eat? I mean, you're not the smallest guy in the world.
I can tell you what, man. The grilled salmon we got in here, that's a hot commodity right now.
Okay.
You know, it's a standoff in there. You know, every day when it's lunchtime to get to that salmon.
Okay.
Big Tim, he does a great
Yes,
job,
he does.
man. He cook it up just like you want it. So.
Okay, I love that too. Although I do eat a lot of pizza, I admit. It's 10 o'clock at night tonight, Tim. Take us inside your world. What are you doing at 10 o'clock tonight?
Ooh, 10 o'clock at night, man. I'm winding down. I'm in my bed, especially during camp. You know, I'm in my bed just kind of going through different things that went on, you know, throughout practice in my head. Like, you know, dang, on this play I got cut out. On this play I could have ripped or did this different. You know, different things like that. You know, just going through the little things in my head.
Still
what
football.
I can sharpen up. Oh, yeah.
Still football.
No doubt.
Not a phone call to a loved one or
nah, not right. Not during camp.
Okay, I got
talk
you.
to everybody out there.
All right. What is your pregame routine, including music and whatever else you do to get ready to play?
Pre-game, I'm definitely listening to music. Music definitely helps me get ready for the game. Just kind of get me in the vibe, get my head right, you know, on what I want to get accomplished throughout the game. You know, definitely music, definitely in the hot tub, loosening it up, getting right. And definitely got to see Steve before the game. Me and Steve always go through our little things we do to kind of get my body right and ready to play.
Are you an angry guy on game day? A violent guy on game day? How would you describe the Tim Jernigan?
You know, I try not.
Nice guy here.
I try to say that I'm a nice guy, you know, because my my daddy always tell me not to play mad. You know what I'm saying? So I try to tone it down, but just naturally that beast come out, man.
Sure.
You know, I can't
It's a
help
nasty,
it.
it's a violent game out there.
Can't help it.
If you're not doing it to somebody, they're doing it to you.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
When you were 14 years old, Tim, what did you dream of doing when you were growing up?
Exactly what I'm doing right now.
Is that right?
Football. Football has always been my dream since a kid.
Okay. As a defensive lineman?
Defensive lineman, same position. I played this position my entire life. You know what I mean? I played offense a little bit, you know, in high school, middle school. But my primary position has always been defensive tackle. My dad played defensive tackle in high school. He was definitely a beast, and I always just wanted to be better than him.
Did you ever feel bad running over small high school kids?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. No sympathy.
As they're looking up and they're watching your cleats coming over them. All right, final question. Who is the best athlete on this football team?
Ooh. I wish I could give you an answer.
Okay.
I wish I could give you an answer, man. They everywhere.
Okay. What if it's Jake Elliott? Would that be a blow to all of football? That the kicker is the best athlete on the team?
It probably would, but I hope that's not the case.
Tim Jernigan, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great
right.
rest of training camp and a fantastic 2019 season. We thank you for joining us here. Eagles training camp 2019 marches on.
Yes, sir.